So how do you sort through all of this? We're worried about what our friends across the globe are thinking, and certainly you have the president attacking Canada, one of our closest allies, and then juxtapose that with the chumminess towards the Russians. How do you sort through that?
Look, there are a number of issues here on the table. As I think Mika said in the break, I've had some really good meetings here in Washington. I had supper together with my colleague, the Minister of Defense, the Canadian Minister of Defense. We had supper last night with Secretaries Tillerson and Mattis, and we had a really good conversation about all the areas that Canada and the United States are cooperating around the world, from Venezuela to Ukraine to our joint fight against Daesh. And I had a good conversation with Secretary Ross as well. The reality, if you stand back, the reality is we have a really strong, deep relationship with the United States. A big part of it is our trading relationship. That is mutually beneficial. It's a balanced trading relationship, and I think Americans really understand that. We are actually your biggest client. There can be a lot of talk in the United States about China. But the reality is you sell more stuff to Canada than to any other country in the world. And when it comes to foreign policy and security, you are our closest ally and partner, and we cooperate a lot around the world, and I know we're going to continue to do that.
All right, David Ignatius has a question. David.
So, Christian, if I could just ask, Canada, in addition to being our trading partner, is a key intelligence partner. One of the Five Eyes that famously shares intelligence. Are you troubled by what we've been talking about this morning, which is the apparent disclosure, not of sources and methods, but of highly secret information about counterterrorism operations in a way that's going to hurt, perhaps, the intelligence service that gathered it? What do you, as a foreign minister, think about that? What would you say if someone from the White House asked you?
Great to see you this morning, David, and I've been enjoying your columns. Look, we are, in addition to our bilateral relationship with the United States, we're a Five Eyes partner, and that's a very important relationship for us. On the stories this morning, I don't have any specific information, so I really can't comment right now.
Hi, Christian. Steve Ratner. How are you?
Hi, Steve.
Hi. Chris, just to turn to trade for a second and the tariffs that were put on softwood imports. As you know, that is a very long-standing fight between the U.S. and Canada. And so is it really fair, as some people here have done, to ascribe that to Trump's protectionist nature, or is that really the natural outgrowth of a whole process that's been going on for years over those imports?
That is a great question, Steve, and you're absolutely right that this is a very long-standing dispute. When we've looked back, we see lumber frictions between Canada and the United States going back to the 19th century. And it's important to bear in mind this is just 2% of Canada's exports to the United States. So when we talk about this as being a small irritant in a much larger relationship, it's important to see that in context. Having said that, we believe really strongly that we are in the right. And historically, in past lumber disputes, at NAFTA tribunals, at WTO panels, we have won every single time. So we are strongly supporting our producers, we're strongly supporting Canadian workers, and if I could quote from the Wall Street Journal for one moment, they wrote a great editorial calling this a housing tax. And I would say from an American perspective, the people I would be really concerned about are middle-class Americans who want to buy a house. And the reality is the United States does not produce enough lumber to build all the houses that Americans should be living in. You need our lumber, and you, by your own decisions, are making it more expensive for people to buy houses in the United States.